Yes.
Talk about marriage and painting too. Self-care and budget. Recipes for life, yeah. Cooking with Debi and Friends.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome to the show, Cooking with Debi and Friends. I'd like to welcome you to our 6th episode. Today, we're going to make fajitas and a very special, refreshing, wonderful, cool salad. And I welcome all of you coming, and some beans. I welcome all of you, and we're going to have a really fun time today. Those of you that have been watching since day one, first of all, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And Travis and I have a special announcement. We're going to make another videotape, and we're going to send that out to you about what's going on in our lives and how it affects this show and how it affects you and how you can watch the show on all different kinds of platforms. So there's that. So those of you following the show and those of you friends of mine on Facebook personally, you know about my friend Yolanda Castro. And we talked about her on several episodes. One when I was boxing up a dinner to take over to her family. And you know that my friend Yolanda had... she had COVID-19, and she went into the hospital on Palm Sunday, and she came home Easter Sunday, which is amazing, and we're so happy. And Travis, how do I get her on the phone? Because we have...
Yes, let's call Yolanda.
Let's call Yolanda.
Okay, we're going to go live, boom, like that. And call Yoli.
That's going to be too loud.
That's going to be very loud, yeah.
Turn it off.
Hello.
Hi, Yoli. How are you?
I'm doing great, Debbie.
Good.
I'm doing great.
Good. We have a hot pan back there. We need to turn it off real quick.
We're good. It's off.
Okay. As my friends, I just told my friends that you recovered from COVID-19. And first of all, we are so blessed and happy to have you on the show. You popped on the show in comments. I guess you were watching from your hospital bed. And Yoli,
Yeah,
I did the full-on ugly cry. I did the full-on, oh my gosh. And my friends were so excited to see you and hear from you. And there were comments about, oh my gosh, she's off the ventilator. So I would love to know what you want us to know about your recovery and COVID-19.
So I cannot start this conversation without first just thanking you and Travis and your family for embracing us. I slept for an entire week, so I had no idea what was going on. But I heard from my family how you were both emotional support and just, your meals. And that's what community is all about. We live our life, we walk our life, and we meet people along the way. And, you will have your immediate family that will always step up to help you. Mm-hmm. Well, almost all of them. But you never realize the other family that you develop as you're walking through your journey through life. And Debbie and, we met when our girls were in elementary school, and they were little, and, we became friends. I had no idea who you were, and you had no idea who I was. We just know that we had 2 little girls that were in elementary school trying to develop, and, we've been together ever since. And you went from being a friend to being family, and I just can't thank you guys enough. And build your communities, because it's your community that helps you, that in times of need, it embraces your family when you can't, and a community that you can support when they need you. So that's my very first message, and big thank you to all of you.
Can I just
our
say,
honor.
Absolutely, our honor. And as we went over there, the biggest struggle that we had was not being able to just grab Henry and Rachel up and just hug them, because we're not just friends. We've been family with you guys for so many years that this just felt very naturally to us, and I'm sure Debbie can attest.
Yeah, it was so weird to go to your house and not be able to walk up the steps and into your room and say, how can I help you? Or for Henry to be on one side of the street and Travis be in the middle of the street, just both men just crying and praying and not be able to hug each other and give each other brazos, when just, a few weeks prior we were celebrating at Anna Maria's wedding and having such a good time, and how the world changed so fast. It was a pleasure to serve along your family, and we had a coming home party so big for Yolanda. It was so big they needed police escorts. And it was wonderful. And Yolanda, you were dancing. You were getting up dancing.
I tell you, people are surprised how well I've been recovering, and I truly believe it's because my family and my community raised me up in prayer 24/7 through the entire month of March, or until I recovered. I mean, there was somebody praying for me every single hour of the day. It was just amazing. And my girl said to me, Mom, do you realize how many people are praying for you? I said, I have no idea, but I'm really thankful because I feel the prayers, amazing doctors, amazing nurses, and I will never underestimate their skills and what they applied, but having a army of warriors praying for me, I really think made a difference. And I'm here. I recovered. I'm a survivor, and I want to share my story wherever I can. I encourage people to ask me questions, because this virus treats people differently.
Yeah, how so?
It doesn't hit everybody the same. My husband and my daughter live with me. We were all together. My daughter was tested positive, and she got like a stomach flu. So she was able to work through it like she worked through a normal flu. Henry tested negative. He has no impact whatsoever.
And Henry is your husband.
And I was
And Henry slept in the same. Henry slept in the same bed as you.
No mask, nothing, because we didn't know what we were dealing with.
Right.
And then I ended up in the hospital. So it treats everybody differently. And I think one of my, before I went to the hospital, I was watching the TV, watching the news, and I told Henry, I don't want to go to the hospital. I don't want the New York experience. I'm so scared.
Sure.
But I went because I had no choice. It was pretty bad. But I didn't have that experience. And, the doctors and nurses are working hard, and there's nothing to take for granted, but it was nothing like the New York experience. And, I was on a ventilator, and I recovered. People are recovering off of the ventilator. So I think it's important to be aware.
Yes.
And to be afraid, to be cautious.
Mm-hmm.
But I worry that we're letting this paralyze us.
How so?
To the point where, I hear that people aren't going to the hospital. They're having strokes, or having infections, or they're getting sick, and they really should go to emergency, and they're not going because they're afraid they're going to catch COVID-19 if they go to the hospital.
Yeah.
But it's separated. Everything is separated. The floor is separated. Everything is separated. It's not so, we shouldn't, if you're getting sick, you need to get to the hospital, because you want to be able to recover. So the sooner you get there, the better. Yeah. People are afraid to go to work.
Yeah.
I have people afraid to come to work. We have all the precautions. We have all the resources. We have everything. And they're afraid to leave their house, So I worry about this younger generation. They're really experiencing something very different. And I just think we need to be aware. We need to be educated. And don't let this paralyze you. We've got to be careful, and we got to be cautious. But that's my biggest concern too.
Yeah, prepared, not scared.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're right. we were shocked that you got on a ventilator so soon, because I think the only model we had was New York. And so it was very, very scary. And before New York, it was Italy. So the stories coming out of there were so frightening. But I feel like, well, you were at the wedding with Anna Maria, our daughter, and she got married on the 14th, and on the 15th, the state closed. And so I think California reacted very quickly. And so our experience isn't the New York experience. We acted real quickly. And so we were so happily surprised that you did get on a ventilator so quickly, and you weren't one of those people that were waiting, like you hear in the wheelchairs, waiting for a bed. And I think that's true of California. I think we're not, I don't want to say safe, I wouldn't say that, but I think we are prepared.
Our facilities and our first responders didn't get hit like some of the other areas around the country. Where we live too is not right in LA, so of course it's different demographically depending on where you are. But what I was really most surprised with during this whole thing, again, Debbie and I were talking about bringing you on, and what sort of questions would we ask you? And my first immediate thought went to that procession of family members and friends, and the music, We Are Family, and you dancing, and the load that was lifted off of our shoulders, because we would wake up and immediately the first thought was, how's Yoli?
How's Henry? Yeah.
And Henry. Yeah. And what was really stark for me was our inability to do very much at all. Yeah. With the exception of thoughts, prayers, that Zoom prayer group that we did. I don't know if you're aware of that, but that was
we did a
amazing.
Zoom prayer, and like you mentioned, the 24-hour prayer, and it's a situation where you feel a little helpless because you can't be there physically, but you sure can spiritually. And I've known you for a long time, and I've always known you to journal, and I've been reading your Facebook posts. I'd love for you to tell us a little bit more about what's going on with Facebook for you, and how it was a Facebook post set up for you, and how you've turned it over to other people now, and how that is equipping other people to get through this.
So, first of all, Debbie, the whole homecoming parade, my niece Adrienne is just a gem, and she has a heart of gold. And she, with friends, coordinated the parade and had the police there. She, along with my community family, coordinated meals. So it was just so awesome to see my born into family connect with my community family, and they all just became one. So it's just amazing. And Rachel and Brianna were getting so many calls. These are my daughters. We're getting so many calls from people about the progress. It was hard for them to keep up. Yeah. So they created a Facebook called Hope for Yolanda, and it's where they would post updates on what was happening. And I had my moment with God when I was in the hospital. You can go to the Facebook and read about it. But it came to me that we needed to change the name. Once I came home and I was good, we needed to change the name to God's Praying Warriors Against COVID-19. And there's been 3 requests. One, use this Facebook to list other people who are fighting COVID-19 and need to recover. And people have been placing other names of people that are in the battle, and their progress on getting better. So it's exciting to see that. The other request was to use the Facebook to lift up our medical team, our nurses, our doctors, our caregivers, the janitors in the hospital, because they are doing everything they can to fight this, and they're getting tired, and they're scared too.
Sure.
I talked to one nurse who said, I'm not going to lie, my first day on work dealing with this, I cried all day. Oh, gosh. Because I don't know what I'm dealing with. This is nothing we ever expected. But they are doing amazing work, and they really are stepping in and being the bridge between the sick person and their family. So we need to keep them in prayer. Okay. And, the most recent request is pray for the families, because I slept for a week, and when I came out of my sleep, I went to a room to recover. I didn't feel scared. I was like, all right, I got this. I'm doing good. I had no idea what my family and friends were going through during that week. I took the long nap.
Mm-hmm.
And the agony and the stress and everything that comes with it. So the families really need prayer as they're trying to make decisions, and they can't even see the person that they're caring for.
Right.
So those are the first three. More will come. I'm putting more stories on there.
Yolanda, say it again. Is it God's Praying Warriors Against COVID-19?
Yes.
And that's on Facebook.
Okay, and I just put that up
Yes.
for the
Oh,
audience to
yeah.
see.
God's Praying Warriors Against COVID-19. There, we put that cryon up there for people to see.
Okay, so if you want to check
Great.
that out for more stories, and Yolanda, you're going to update that again with more stories.
There's a few other topics I want to address. I don't know how far I'll go, but when my heartstrings get pulled on a topic and it feels real to me, then I'll talk about it. So, but I encourage other people to put their stories or their journeys with COVID-19. It's because they're real. I mean, that's
Right.
the truth. That's what we're seeing. And, so use it as a platform to educate, to share, to request. And the battle against COVID-19 is a real battle, and we need to win it. So I believe that these praying warriors have the potential to win this war.
Well, Yoli, thank you so much. We are so, so grateful to God that you are with us, and we love you, and we're honored to be considered family. And we just, we know that you were chosen to go through this, to come through on the other side and to educate others and to be there for others and to lead people through this.
And for those that might be going through this, to see that there's some hope, to know that that it's recoverable.
Yes.
Yes.
And the misinformation and stuff, you could watch that all day long, but to see really positive stories like this is really why we wanted to do a show like this, is so that we could bring friends in like you and highlight beautiful stories like this of recovery
Hope.
and hope. And we really appreciate you letting us bring you into this show today.
Of course. Of
Well,
course. I love you guys. Thank you so much.
We love you too, and when we can hug you, we're going to hug you so hard we're going to break some ribs.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll be working on strengthening my ribs so they don't get broken.
Alrighty, Yoli, thank you so
All
much.
right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
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 Oh, that was a good story. Oh my gosh, and every bit of it true. And a couple things I took from there is, meals mean everything to people if you can show up and do that. Of course, prayer is everything. And it was very wise of the daughters to set up a Facebook page, because then they didn't have to tell the same stories over and over and over. They could refer everybody to the Facebook page and we could connect there. So that was my friend Yolanda. Is my husband burning himself behind me? Potholders! Don't you, every episode, potholders. So while I was talking to Yoli, I was making a guacamole. And we are so lucky that we have avocado trees in the backyard. And so this is just 2 avocados. This is 2 avocados and 2 tomatoes, 2 small tomatoes that were seeded. You don't want to put the membrane and the seed in there because then it gets really mushy. So I seeded those tomatoes, and then the juice of 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And so I used actual lime. I do want to take a trip over here to the refrigerator. It's my vacation. I traveled to the refrigerator. I got these cute guys because even though I can get fresh lemon and lime now and then, sometimes I can't. So these really, really help with your cooking to have in the refrigerator. Behind me, there's a little noise going on. Travis, what do you have going on? The chicken?
Well, I've got a very hot pan to start with and about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil.
And we're putting in some chicken. I have a bonus episode of how I cut a lot of this stuff up yesterday because this is a big sous chef kind of meal.
Okay, and you can find that on Mommy Comic on YouTube. You can also go to our Instagram page where we're posting these videos on both of those platforms as well. So if you want to see those videos, check that out.
So yesterday on the bonus video, you'll see I chopped up, sliced all my bell pepper and all my onion, and we're gonna put some of that in there right there with the chicken. So it's chicken, bell pepper, 3 kinds of bell pepper. I was able to get the yellow, the red, and the green. You can do fresh, you can also do frozen. Don't forget, go down those frozen food aisles because those have a treasure trove of items from which you can cook. And so I'm going to add some of the vegetables. I've got onions and bell pepper and fajita mix. And I want to tell you about the fajita mix. You can turn that up really high. This is fajita mix, and I actually made double. Because I figure if you're going to be taking out your measuring spoons and everything, why not get them dirty once and have double or even triple of a recipe? This is the fajita mix. Get your teaspoons out. You need 3 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic salt, and half a teaspoon of ground pepper. That's it right there, right here. That's all in there. Chili powder, ground cumin, paprika, garlic salt, and a teaspoon of pepper. Go ahead and put that in there, Trav. This is a really great meal. You just dump it all in the pan. Everything took place. All the hard work took place already. You can put in all that bell pepper, Trav.
I'm going to actually pull this one.
Okay. This is a kind of a, this is a meal in progress, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and drop in my onions here.
Okay, let's do this.
You have to break up that onion.
Yep.
So that's simmering away. What I did with my fajita mix is this the fajita mix? Oh, this is the guacamole mix. Like I said, I went ahead and I made 2 portions of it. So then I labeled it fajita mix, and I'll keep that in my cupboard for next time. You can do this with pork. You can do this with shrimp. You can do this with chicken, of course. You can do all veggies. If you have a vegetarian in your group, or you want to cut back on meat, or meat isn't available right now, this is great just on veggies. So Travis is back there sauteing the chicken, the fajita mix, the bell peppers, and the onions. Travis, I have a little bit of purple onion too. We're going to put in there.
Oh my God, this smells amazing.
Him and his smelling. Go ahead and put the bell pepper. Oh, you want to cook that chicken all
Yeah,
over?
I'm going to let this chicken cook a little bit first before I drop in the peppers.
Let's get back to the guacamole here. I turned it to camera and it was gone. Oh, it's over there.
I got the skillet cam.
Skillet cam. So I have my avocados, my seeded tomatoes. I have a little bit of chopped cilantro, and 2 tablespoons of lime. Again, if you can't find real limes, you can go ahead and get a lime juice. Now I also have a seasoning mix for my guacamole. I have in here, get your half teaspoons out. You need half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. And so those are the seasonings for the guacamole. I'm going to pour that right in there.
And now you can show them the left.
So here's my guacamole that'll go on my fajitas.
I left on that.
We also have the avocado pits. Now, I don't know if you ever did this in grade school. Travis said he's never done it. But you know, for those of you that are staying at home with your children, this is kind of a cool little activity. You take your avocado pit, parents, not children, parents stick in toothpicks so it will hold the avocado right above, right above the jar like this.
Oh, hang on. There you go. Good.
So you put it right in there with some avocado. You put your avocado pit with your toothpick so it holds here. You put just enough water to cover the bottom there. And you should be able to grow a little avocado plant. I'll tell you what, I will go ahead and get that done and post a picture so you can see. So that's just something if you are a stay-at-home parent with your kids. Now, also something my mom did with guacamole, she put the pit right in there. And apparently this helps keep your guacamole fresh. I don't know if that's true, but I'm not going to question a Mexican wife on her old Mexican wives' tale. So we're going to stick this back in here.
Okay, so I've got the chicken that's cooked in a very hot iron skillet. We had 2 tablespoons of oil. We added the onions in, so it smells like, starting to smell like in a restaurant. You know how when someone walks through and that smell makes you want to change your order?
I'll have what he's having.
Yeah, that's like after you choose the chili relleno and then you go, no, I think I want that fajitas. That's what it's starting to smell like in here. It just smells so amazing. The spices that you put together. Now you showed them, did you talk about the spices that you did?
I did. And I want to say hi to some people that are joining. Susan Crandall. Hi, Susan. She's the one that we made a popcorn video for. And Susan is a nurse. So let's hear it for Susan. My father-in-law, Tony Townsend, is watching.
Hey, Dad.
And he's very impressed that you're using 2 cameras, Travis. Terry Joyce, who I have not heard from in a long time. Terry, it's so nice to hear from you. Very, very funny lady.
Okay, so am I putting the peppers in?
Yeah, put everything in. Everything goes in the pool. Everything goes into the pool. Put it in. All right. So we're doing that. Now, we're also going to have our fajitas with flour tortillas, and we're going to serve on the side beans. And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about beans. Our beans are back there simmering on the stove. I made them earlier, and I wanted to talk to you about... These are my beans. These are my beans. Hello, beans.
Oh, hang on. Let's go that camera then.
Hello, beans.
And then you get to that one.
Okay, get out of my way. All right.
Good Lord.
So I cooked my beans. I made a lot of them. You can make them in the crock pot overnight. You can stick a piece of bacon in there for a little bit of flavoring, or you can just make them all by yourself, just all by themselves. And so what I did is I poured the beans into Ziploc bags, and then I laid them on a cookie tray, and then I tilted this part of the Ziploc bag up in the cookie tray so that the beans could go flat. And then I sealed them as best as I could, left a little opening there to let some air out, and then laid them there. When they were completely cool, put them in the freezer, let them freeze flat. So we've got so many of these in our freezer. This is beans for probably a family of 4. We have one of these of minestrone soup, kidney beans, lentils, any kind of bean you want to cook or soup, you can freeze like this, and that's all the space it's taking in your freezer.
Very quick, like 2.5 minute video on the YouTube and also on the Instagram accounts, so that you can see how we did this.
How's it going over there?
It's going well. I'm gonna pop that video in. We're
Do you
gonna
want some tongs?
No.
Who else is on here? Terry Joyce. Oh my goodness, look at all these people way up here. Dave Wilcox. He's our neighbor up the street. Hey, Dave, looks like we got a lot of chicken fajitas. How about I come down and give you some? Sound good? And of course, Yolanda Castro. I wanted to get Yolanda on early because she needs to go get a little nap. Hey, my sister Monica Casares. Hi, Monica. Nice to see you here. Al Valdez, welcome. Thank you for watching. Monica, hey. Mark Pamplin is watching. Debbie Wheatley Ferguson. She is a regular viewer. How exciting for me to have a regular viewer. And Suzanne Denlinger is watching. She is a Zumba teacher. And I'm getting closer, Suzanne. I'm getting closer. I put down the Cheetos. I'm no longer watching with Cheez-Its in my hand, watching you do your Zumba videos. I'm actually watching on the couch, kind of like, hey, that looks like fun. And next time I will get off my big butt and I will start Zumba-ing because, man, woo, it is work, but it is fun. And I love the way you encourage us. Diane Nichols. Hey, Diane, nice to see you. And Lori Michael Carter from high school. Hey, Lori, good to hear from you. David Castillo, hello. Loretta Rohr Brown and Cindy Tito and 2 others. Audrey Clary from school. Oh, Loretta, I have the funniest story. The other day I put up, hey, I'm going to be on the show in an hour. I need to go put on a bra and makeup, but you don't have to. And then your brother, Tim Rohr, wrote, I don't know what this show is about, but my sisters are watching. I'm not even sure what's going on.
My sisters and mom are going.
Yeah, my sisters and mom are going to the show. I don't know what this means. It was really, really cute. Now we're having this spicy dinner tonight, and we found. First of all, we love watermelon. Our family loves watermelon. And on the bonus episode, you're going to see how to pick a good watermelon, and you're going to see Travis cut the watermelon with a watermelon cutter. It's like an apple slicer, but it's big and it's for watermelons. So we will use up all this watermelon. We'll leave it in the fridge and we will snack on it. Our daughter likes it with tahini. I like it with a little salt and lemon. And we're going to make a salad today. Now, I first had this salad when I was with my friend Julie Barr, who is an amazing cruise ship comic, and we were working a cruise ship together. And we had this salad, and it just looked so delicious, and I wanted to recreate it at home. Julie Barr is Queen of the Seas. That's her nickname, Queen of the Seas. And she's an amazing cruise ship comic. And as soon as cruise ships get up and running, she will be back to work. And she was just one of the best people in the whole world to work with. And she's agreed to come on for an interview, so I can't wait to interview her. I'm just taking this cut watermelon. Your dad wants us to bring him some... your dad wants us to bring in some of these fajitas to him, too. I don't know if we can get that far. And
we'll just ship it right out to you.
And Debbie said that it's the highlight of her week. Thank you.
Very sweet.
And I love you too, Terry Joyce. It's just been too long, right? So I'm taking some of this watermelon. I'd say about half of it. This was just a small watermelon. And I'm putting it in here. There we go. Travis, can I give you...
My God, that smells good.
And I need the feta cheese.
Where's the top? Oh, you had, okay.
There we go. Got some watermelon. And then salt. You can use any kind of salt you want, but you know what? If you go to Home Goods, I went to Home Goods when this first started. Home Goods and Marshall's when you couldn't find some different foods on the shelf. And I was able to find salt, pepper, coffee, honey, fancy salts, because everything else was disappearing from the grocery store shelves. And so I picked up a violet sea salt. It's violet sea salt. It tastes the same as any other kind of sea salt, but I'm going to put this in my watermelon salad. The cool thing about this watermelon salad, get it cool? Did you get it cool?
Yeah,
it's refreshing.
That was pretty good.
Is that you can make all kinds of substitutions and variations on it. So I started with a little bit of watermelon, and then can you hand me the olive oil and the honey, please?
Yes,
oh, never mind, I've got it. We're gonna drizzle on.
You're playing left too with that, so make sure they're seeing all that delicious goodness.
We're drizzling on a little bit of olive oil there. And honey. Now, if you don't have honey, you can use a balsamic vinegar. You can use white balsamic, you can use red balsamic, you can use whatever you got. You can use sugar. That's the great thing about this particular recipe is you can make any kind of variations. And when it comes to the watermelon, the other day, BG and Joe Casas, our neighbors up the street, they taste tested this for us, and we included an avocado because you can even throw a ripe avocado in here. You can put cucumber in here, yellow onion or red onion. There are a lot of different variations depending on what you have and what your taste is.
Can I just say that I was not sold on the idea?
Was not
at
sold.
First. This did not sound like it was going to be something that I was going to enjoy. So if you have a spouse that's maybe not very adventurous, just let them know that this actually does work very well. And if they don't believe it, they can try it out for themselves. But make sure they try it. The flavors that are mixed together, the watermelon's cool and refreshing. The avocado is perfect in it. This feta cheese, a little salty with the oil. You got to try this one. And believe me when I tell you, you will love this one.
This is we have mint at our house. So this mint was washed, and I'm just cutting it with my scissors here.
You can play that one too.
So I don't know if this particular situation has encouraged any of you to start your own little garden, with maybe some fresh herbs or some tomatoes I know that we have really benefited from some of our neighbors with their citrus trees, and we have our avocado tree, we have rosemary, and we have mint growing. So this has really helped in the time of COVID. Let's see. Carla, welcome to the show. Kate, welcome. Thank you for coming. Michelle Iser. Is it Iser? I think it is. Thank you for coming to the show. Iser. So I'm just doing this mint. If you don't have mint, you can use basil. If you don't have either one of those, you don't have to use either one of these at all.
That smells good. I'm going to bring this over and show where we're at with this.
Okay.
Now the peppers are starting to get soft. Not quite ready yet. There's still a lot of liquid in there. So I will cut to...
Now we're making our fajitas in a pan, obviously, but you can take this same mixture with the fajita mix and the vegetables and the raw chicken. You can put it in the middle of a foil packet and stick it in your oven at 400 degrees and do it in a packet. Make everything in a packet with no dishes to clean up. We are in Southern California and it is a hot day today, so we did not want to turn on our oven and do that.
I didn't mind this one.
So I've got maybe 10, 15 rosemary leaves here. And now I'm going to get my feta cheese. And my feta, you can buy this already crumbled. I talked about it on the show prior. Or on the bonus episode. You can buy feta cheese already crumbled up, and it is twice as expensive for half as much. So I'm not judging anybody. If you need it because it's convenient to buy it that way, by all means do. If you're doing a meal prep because you've got to get out and go to work and get your lunch prepped, or you just do not have the wherewithal when you get home from dinner after a long day at work, no judgment here. I happen to get this time the feta cheese. I'm going to go ahead and use my hands because they're clean.
Now there's still a lot of liquid in there, so what we want to do is turn it down just a little bit to a little bit over medium and let a lot of that liquid evaporate out. I've never made this dish, but I've eaten a lot of it, and she's made it a few times, and it is amazing. Believe me when I tell you, it smells crazy good in here right now.
Like I said, I ordered it with, and my friend Julie Barr and I, we weren't sure if we were going to like the salad, so we ordered it and said, let's go ahead and split it and see if we like it. And we liked it. It was delicious. Your dad is sending his address, Travis, so you can send the fajitas.
I've got your address. I grew up there, old man.
Reiner Wolf, welcome to the show, Reiner. Oh, it's so good to see you. There's some other Almont alumni on here. I hope you're well, Reiner. I see the 1,000 puzzles you and your family are doing. I don't know how you do it because we're the same age. We're what? 35, and that's about the age, Reiner, where eyes go, right? So it looks like you're having a lovely time enjoying your family during this time, Reiner. So welcome to the show. Audrey said that her kids planted both a veggie and herb garden at her house, safe in place at her house. How exciting, Audrey! Put some pictures up on Facebook or send them to me, and I'll go ahead and post them on Cooking with Debi and Friends. Debbie Dennison came. Hi, Debbie. I'm glad you're here. We're actually going to be getting this show on other platforms so you can watch it at a later time, and we do have an announcement. Travis,
Okay. And what about this here, this red onion? I never put this red onion in there.
well, we're not going to do it now.
Was I supposed to?
It's all right.
Okay, because it was hiding under a towel.
It's
so
okay.
My bad.
That towel was there for you to use it so you don't burn your hands on the pot.
Look at that.
My daughter has given him a pot holder in every kind of design you could think of, including camo. Like maybe he'll use this one, but he doesn't. Kira, Travis, taste this.
Okay, hang on. Let me do this. Boom, boom.
Do you want to show a picture?
Yeah, we do.
He said, hell yeah. Hey, Nick. Teresa, welcome. Luann, oh my gosh, another Almont grad. I tell you, this is like reunion time. Debbie Grow, hey Debbie. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much for your nieces and their
Look at
input.
that.
Yeah, that's our watermelon salad.
Oh my God. Okay, let's go. That back to us. Okay, try it. Get some of that cheese. Is this your bite? Yeah, get a little of that mint.
Yummy.
Mhm.
Would you guys tell if we use the same fork? I'll tell you a secret. When I was on the Chew, because I used to co-host the Chew and it was a lot of fun, we all used the same fork.
You know what?
Sometimes we double dipped. We drank from the same cocktail glasses. There were cocktails in our dressing room at 9 in the morning. Thank you, Clinton Kelly.
I don't know if you can see that, brown it.
You can't make this too far ahead of time. So we're going to eat this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can't see it in there. Okay,
Debbie said you crack her up with the potholder thing. I know, Deb. I know.
so this episode has gone a little long, but we had to bring in Yolanda. We wanted to make sure to do that. And sometimes it'll go 20 to 25, 30 minutes. We're not really watching a clock. I want to give Debbie the space that she needs so that we can make and provide you guys with a really great show. So if you're enjoying it, then keep watching it. And if you need to come back to it, we're going to have it again on at Mommy Comic on YouTube.
And all the recipes, the recipe for the dressing for this, and the recipe for the fajita mix, and the seasonings for your guacamole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have all that. So are we ready to show this?
Well, we can.
Let's do it.
I'm going to plate. I got this plate, and I'm going to put it on that. Where do you want to put it?
You can put it on there. I tell you what, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So you're going to have to imagine that we heated up a tortilla. Hey guys, I was going to make homemade tortillas and then I realized I'm out of my freaking mind. I'm not going to make homemade tortillas. I might try. I might give it a try, but not today. Kevin Jordan. Travis, Kevin Jordan.
Kevin Jordan.
Kevin Jordan in the house.
Kevin Jordan's. Okay, I'm just trying to get some nice looking.
Oh, that looks really good.
We're gonna do this. Here, boom, look at that. Look at that. Would you just look at that?
How long do you think it would take, Dave Wilcox? Dave Wilcox, are you still watching? How long will it take you to get to our house?
What is going on here? Look at this.
I know, girl.
Hey. Okay, let me show them what you did on this too. Let's hit this one. Okay. Can you see that? Look how she's got the guacamole here, the limes here. She's got a little sour cream and some cheese and some tomatoes there. And of course, this delicious.
And on my sour cream here, I have on my sour cream, I have some dried chives, chopped chives. Don't forget your dried stuff, people. Dried onion, dried garlic, onion powder, garlic powder. You might only be going to the store every 10 days to 2 weeks. That's what I'm doing. So you're going to have to rely on some of the things like your lemon and lime juices and your dry goods, your canned goods to make a meal. Today we were really lucky. We had all kinds of fresh stuff. Travis, you going to come taste this?
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
We're losing people. We're losing people.
Yeah, we're losing the South.
We're losing the South. We only have 7 people left watching.
No, we don't. What is this? Is that? Oh, that's just pepper.
He cooked it. Dude, you
I
cooked
don't know why I thought it was guava in there. Oh my god. What are the spices again that you put in your mix?
The spices for the fajita mix are 3 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. So easy. And like I said, make a double batch.
That's a perfect.
I got a double batch right here, which means that I can use this next time with some shrimp or some steak. And there you go. So that's what's for dinner tonight. Chicken fajitas, watermelon salad, and we even have a little crafty to put together, and we're going to try to grow something. So we look forward to seeing you again. And we are going to have, we're going to go sit at our kitchen table in a little bit, and we're going to make another video for you to let you know what's been going on in our lives. We had something happen good. We have good news and better news, and it does affect this show. So we look forward to having you join us then. Thank you so much. And thank you to my special guest, Yoli. And don't forget about her website. I mean, not her website, her Facebook to about COVID-19 and those of people who need prayer. And prayer works. Prayer works.
Cooking with Debbie.